We are back this morning talking about Game 5 of the World Series going down tonight. We have an update with Albert Pujols and the San Diego Padres. We must discuss the Bulls. The Baby Bulls are 3-0, and they are looking to remain undefeated tonight. Oh, speaking of the Bulls, Michael Jordan is back in the headlines this morning after a second Peacock appearance. And WWE Raw is War happened on Monday. We're talking about some of the fallout as we lead up to Saturday night's main event in Salt Lake City, Utah. Oh, and we have a little nugget to get to at the end about the future of sports stadiums, everybody. But first, if this is your first time here, please do us a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell for our mascot, Frexy, a.k.a. Freckles. Look at her. Isn't she just adorable? How can you resist subscribing and ringing that bell? Come on. You know you want to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much indeed. All right, Nika. The World Series goes on. Game 5 tonight, and we are deadlocked 2-2, everybody. The Blue Jays strike back.
Yep, they did.
I didn't know they had it in them. The Game 3 marathon seems to have backfired here on the Dodgers. We get the big 18-inning game Monday night that goes I'm looking at the tweet here. It went out at 12:06 a.m., and I think the game ended right around midnight.
Oh, wow.
Very long game, almost 7 hours. Almost the longest game in World Series history. It was like 15 minutes short or something like that.
Wow.
But yeah, did this backfire on the Dodgers because Ohtani was all set to start Game 4, and yet I don't think he was able to get his 12 hours of sleep. I mean, surely they had to be getting to the stadium and getting there like before noon, right? Like,
I would imagine.
Or like around there for a 5. So, I mean, if you think the game, yeah, he definitely didn't get his 12 hours.
So wait, you're saying they lost the game because he didn't get his 12 hours of sleep?
I mean, it
Play
sounds
the
like
factor?
he needs it. That's a lot of sleep. What is going on over there in
I don't
Ohtani
know.
land? I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
He,
It seems
he
a little
needs
too
12
much.
hours of sleep religiously?
I don't know.
That's a lot. That seems unhealthy, actually. And like your circadian rhythm is not built that way. I mean,
No.
I know MLB players have some tough, lively schedules to maintain.
But 12 hours? Come on.
But that's a lot, man.
That's you sleeping half of your life away.
You could make that argument.
Yeah.
I mean,
We see how it goes.
Ohtani, I mean, the night before, he had such a record-breaking night. 9 times he reached base in that 18-inning game. I guess that could make you tired as well.
Of course.
2 home runs, 2 doubles, 3 runs batted in, and 5 walks, including 4 intentionally. This got people on the interwebs chatting. Do you think there should be a limit on the amount of times that a player is allowed to be intentionally walked in a game?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No, I don't think so.
Reasons are simple. First of all, they can just pitch around him anyway.
Yeah.
So the second reason is related to the first reason. Why do we want pitchers throwing more pitches in an era where we're so conscious about pitch counts?
Exactly.
To pitch around guys. Like, if they don't want to pitch to him, just let them have first base.
That's
and
right.
Go on with your business. It's a
It's-
high risk, high reward industry.
Absolutely. And it's at the manager's discretion what's happening
Yes.
during that game. Each game is different, so you can't compare.
You just have to make them pay if they walk him.
Exactly.
That's your job, Dodgers.
Exactly.
If you don't like it, then do something about it. That's how baseball works.
That's right.
Well, credit to the Blue Jays for showing up in Game 4 yesterday after losing. I thought this game was going to be a heartbreaker for them. You know, losing an 18-inning Game 3 on the road because it's already deadlocked at that point. So you kind of, you're trading blows, and then you lose a game like that. You almost feel like that's the decisive blow, right? But credit to the Blue Jays. They come back here in Game 4, strike back, even the series again. Now we are guaranteed to go back to Toronto, everybody. That's exciting. I didn't know if we were going to go. So
you were hesitant
make
to
your
make
plans,
them.
everybody. You got to make flight plans if you want to. International. Dave Roberts has to go back to Toronto. He's probably thrilled.
Oh, yeah.
Let's send him home a loser, by the way. What a flight that would be. Let's make him wait on the tarmac for like 15 hours.
So he can
A
complain
loser. Come on, let's make it happen. No, I don't want to rub salt. That'll backfire on me.
That's right.
Vlad Jr., by the way, he takes the best photos, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like, there's an excellent picture Fox Sports MLB put up right here. As you can see, the photo of the night. I have to agree. Vlad Jr. with his follow through. Ohtani in the foreground, out of focus, watching the ball
Great
trail over the bleachers. It gave the Blue Jays a 2-1 lead, and that was basically the deciding blow. They would add to that lead later before the Dodgers tacked on one more. A 6-2 final score in Game 4. Game 5 is tonight, Nika, and it is a rematch.
Between?
It is Trey Yesovich against Blake Schnell.
Again.
As we check in on the poly markets, the World Series odds remain pretty much in the Dodgers' favor.
Of course.
But it has backed off a little bit. It was 70-30, if you'll remember. It is now 65-36. So
Little change.
5 points each way. That's
Sure.
a 10-point shift, and that's where we're at going into Game 5.
the
So the
market is
Dodgers
finicky.
still heavily favored. If you want to make some money and you think the Blue Jays are going to win this one, you might want to go and get involved, everybody.
All right.
Speaking of Shohei Ohtani, before we just move on, I saw this Bob Nightingale tweet, and I thought this was hysterical. It said, Shohei Ohtani is, quote, mortal. And the Dodgers desperately need another hero to step up. Wow.
Really?
And that's an indictment, man, on a roster of stars. Like, they feel like Ohtani can't do it all, I guess, and he's doing everything he can. This is funny to look at because, of course, Ohtani's a human being, you know?
He needs 12 hours of sleep. That wasn't a giveaway.
I mean, when you play two ways on the field, I guess you need double the amount of sleep. I personally need like 6, maybe 7 hours, and I'm good. Really,
Around
truly.
7.
And
Yeah.
I can go for another 17, 18 hours. Boom. No problem. So maybe he needs to look into his lifestyle a little bit more if he needs 12 hours of sleep. I'm not going to say he's not working hard, but damn, Ohtani, he's been playing about as good as you can play. The fact that the Blue Jays are tied at all right now is shocking to these people, and they feel like, come on, guys, you got to help Ohtani or something. And
Well, they want to annoy the Dodgers even before the World Series started.
yeah, I mean, Freddie did it the night before. I mean, so I feel like this tweet's a little bit off base a little bit.
Sure.
You know? I want to point out, Ohtani went out to the 7th inning yesterday. They
Yes,
were
he did.
only trailing 2-1 at the time, and he got the first two batters got on base. You know, you could make an argument that he shouldn't have gone back out there,
Maybe.
because of the way it started. But
He still put up on the.
I don't think
Good
anyone's
innings.
got the guts or nerve, even Dave Roberts, to
tell
be
him?
like, no. You know, do they?
I don't know.
Only when the first two get on, then you have a reason to go out there and maybe get him out of there. And you're not going to make a scene in front of the
Right.
audience. But, you know, who knows what these conversations through the translator are behind the scenes. It's got to be
Exactly.
fascinating.
To be a fly on the wall.
To be a fly on the wall. All right. Well, before we move on, the MLB World Series ratings for games 1 and 2 are in, Nika, and MLB's got to be happy here. We got 32.6 million people, average viewership in the United States, Canada, and Japan for game 1.
Wait, those are the 3 countries?
Well, that's the 3 countries that made up this number total.
Okay.
And that is the best for those 3 countries since game 7 of the 2016 World
Oh, wow.
Series. So it's been a decade since we've seen this kind of viewership numbers. And
They are definitely happy.
19.8 million average viewers in the U.S. and Canada for the first 2 games is the best since at least 2016, and it's up 27% from last year. So advertisers got to be happy. ESPN's probably happy. They're like, more people are watching baseball. We're going to buy it.
That was the idea behind all this.
Whether you want the Dodgers to win or not, apparently you want to see it. That's what I'm learning about this. People can't help but watch.
They want to watch Ohtani.
He's been amazing, and yeah, if the Dodgers do want to win this series, though, they are going to need to get him some help, right?
Absolutely.
All right, well, we'll see what happens tonight. Game 5 in Hollywood before we move back to Toronto for sure for Friday. Whew.
Do you think it's going to go to game 7?
Oh, man, what do you think?
I think it might.
I think it might too,
I
but
think it might.
yeah, I think today's a huge game, and Blake Schnell, Trey Yesovich.
That might
Talk
be
about a
pitcher's-
nail biter. Yeah, it might be. This might be a back to like feeling each other out game again. Like It's even.
It's
even.
even.
0-0. And
Best of 3 now.
Yep.
So good luck.
All right, everybody. Well, we are moving on to some more baseball talk. We got to talk about our guy, Albert Pujols, the man of the hour. And if you didn't see it, Albert Pujols was on the MLB Network Monday doing pregame and postgame with Greg and Harold Reynolds.
Okay.
And I think Dan Plesac was there. I saw all the MLB Network hosts having their rounds around Dodger Stadium.
Of
But
course.
anyways, Big Albert was there, but he was not there yesterday. And it caused some
Stir.
questions. And then they were answered almost immediately when this tweet went out from Kevin Acee of the San Diego Union Tribune. And it said, Albert Pujols has his second interview as Padres continue search for new manager. Whoa. And John Heyman chipping in a little bit later. Insider for the New York Post. Albert Pujols in the mix to be Padres manager. Albert Pujols popped in for Game 3 on his way to interview for the vacant Padres manager job, for which he is considered a serious candidate.
So what other
It's
names?
serious,
I know,
Nika.
but what are the other names?
We did start to hear some names, although according to the article, the Padres are being secretive about this. I read what I could. These are both paid articles, by the way, so we didn't clip anything beyond the first sentence, which you can actually see on the website. We're playing by the rules, everybody. But in reading other people's posts and seeing more of the article clipped and posted just for free on social media, I was able to glean that Ruben Niebla, for sure, has interviewed the Padres pitching coach, and he has interviewed in the past as well, and he is a fan favorite for the job. And in fact, some people want him over Pujols no matter what, if it means like we lose him or something like that. I would argue no one's ever come asking to interview him, so we really don't have anything to gain by promoting him other than to keep him happy. But Ryan Flaherty, the Chicago Cubs bench coach, has also apparently interviewed for the job. I don't know if he's gotten a second interview. And that's what's really odd about a lot of the news coming out about this is right now I feel like we knew Pujols got interviewed last week. Apparently it was a Zoom interview. No surprise there. I think that's where a lot of these things start for everybody in life now. And yesterday's interview was in person. And that was a big thing. And it was a lot longer. They probably had a lot longer discussions. And then you see the John Heyman article calling him a serious candidate. Not to say that there's not other serious considerations, but this is a really fascinating hire for the Padres. And I'm in the camp that they need to hire Pujols. I've been on the record why. I don't need to rehash that all here. You can look at our videos that we've posted if you want that. But I think it's an important, crucial hire that they get this guy. Baltimore's made their decision. They've moved on. Apparently, the Padres are the last team that has apparently showed interest in Pujols that could hire him, it looks like. Not to say that there's not other jobs this year or next year in the future, whatever. But yeah, this feels like an important decision and one that will always be looked back upon if they decline.
Sure, but there is no yes or no on the verdict yet.
There's no yes or no. Do you have any inclination on when you think we might hear something first? Do you think Thursday is a possibility tomorrow since it's an off day for the World Series? Or do you think it's all going to be relegated to like Monday or Tuesday after the dust settles on the World Series?
It might because of the World Series. The Padres organization might not want to take the spotlight from the World Series.
Well, Nika, let me just counteract that comment really quick with a little counter thought of my own. Did the Padres put this out there yesterday, right before Game 4 was about to start, as a little bit of a like, we're still here, asshole, to the Dodgers fan base? Because, I mean, maybe. It's just odd timing, isn't it? It's a couple hours before the game is about to start. And, oh, by the way, Albert Pujols was back for an interview today. It's odd timing to me. That's all. It could have came out this morning and had the similar effect. I mean, like, it would get the information out there, but it's sort of stole the limelight.
Okay, but the whole situation is a little odd when you have first interview, second interview. I don't remember hearing stuff like this with any other manager getting hired by a team. He passed first round. There's a second round. Like, really?
I have a sneaking suspicion that Albert Pujols has this weird demand that he wants to remain the Dominican Republic World Baseball Classic head coach and be the Padres manager. And that is a tough sell to any team. I mean,
Sure.
It would have been a tough sell to Baltimore. It would have been a tough sell to the Angels.
I know.
But I think I'm in the camp of just letting him do what he wants to do. He's Albert effing Pujols, man. He's not Ryan Flaherty.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
And that's only for a month. We're talking about a month.
Yeah, and we're talking about your two best players are going to be with him anyway.
Right. So maybe they pick up some pointers.
Well, maybe they bring home a championship,
Maybe.
and say like,
that
hey
would be
guys, this is something for us to shoot for as a team this year. Like, yeah, we did it in the World Baseball Classic, but let's be honest, nothing beats the World Series. So
For sure. And this is a thinking outside the box. And I
yeah.
like that because it's different.
Again, you want to see Albert, if he doesn't have a lot of managerial experience,
To gain some.
Let's get some high leverage games under his belt.
Absolutely.
World Baseball Classic, great opportunity to do that. Great opportunity to see how he manages almost like playoff games, right? They're on pitch counts. They can't go above like 60 or something crazy like that. So
I don't remember the rules
he will
exactly.
have to
but
juggle and play matchups
Yeah.
with his roster, and it'll be interesting to see how he does that. So that's my 2 cents on it. All right. Well, I think it's possible we might hear something tomorrow because you really just can't wait on these things. The Orioles aren't waiting. The Angels
Nobody
have made their
is.
decision.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just don't think if you know Pujols is the guy after the interview yesterday, then just do it and get it done. Otherwise,
Somebody else will snatch
we'll
him.
find out maybe Monday or Tuesday, and I think it might not be him. So,
Well, if it's somebody vanilla, then I don't know.
yeah,
I don't see any.
We'll
good
wait
things.
and see what happens and talk about it then. In the meantime, let's talk about some NBA basketball, and I'm talking about the Bulls.
The Bulls.
The Bulls, Nika,
The baby Bulls.
are 3-0.
Oh, boy.
Undefeated to start the 2025 season, and they are going for 4 tonight against the Sacramento Kings at home. The Sacramento Kings who lost in Oklahoma City last night. So a back-to-back. And the
They might
Bulls played Monday at home, so they've been in their own beds for the past few days, and they're doing good. I like the Bulls in this game tonight, and right now, so do the Poly Markets, Nika. They have the Bulls with a 64-36 advantage,
Oh, wow.
heading at least as of this morning's recording. We'll see if the line shifts at all before tip-off, but the Bulls, at least on the money line side of things, they are not favored to cover.
Okay.
At least at 5.5 points. I don't have the 4.5 in my screenshot, but the 5.5 point spread is actually favoring Sacramento. So the odds makers do expect a close game,
Okay.
which, could go either way. So a little bit surprising to see that 64-36 split and then see the spread actually favor Sacramento. But they did play last night, so maybe they lose their legs in the fourth quarter. It's
They
early
could.
in the season. Those first back-to-back games are killer.
And this is in Chicago.
It is in Chicago. So, but the Bulls are playing great team basketball here, Nika. I grabbed a screenshot of their box score from their win on Monday night at home against the Hawks. And look at this. 8 players scoring in double digits.
That's good.
That is great team basketball. The Bulls really lack a star player on their team. It's one of the things that, it's looked at as a bit of a disadvantage, but Billy Donovan, the coach, really has them playing team-focused basketball, and it's working for them.
Okay.
That's a big thing. Now, the turnovers, on the other hand, are high. 14 turnovers in the game against Atlanta versus just 6 for the Hawks.
Okay.
And that's something that I think the Bulls really want to start to clean up earlier than later because it's unsustainable against better teams. No offense to the Hawks. In all honesty, the Bulls could have lost this game because of it. They really could have. But one of the reasons that they are not losing games is because of Trey Jones, everybody. Trey Jones is embracing a role on this team-oriented game that the Bulls are playing, which is he is playing the pure point guard. It's a throwback label, according to this article I pulled here from Joe Cowley. And this is in the Chicago Sun-Times, by the way. It says NBA teams have emphasized positionless basketball the last few seasons. That means that there's more. Well, I guess it's just more of a like go play and use your athleticism, and like they're not trying to box them in to be like you're a power forward, so you're a rebounder more than a scorer, or you're a small forward, you play on the wings more, like an active scorer like Jordan would have. So they have emphasized less of this. They're trying not to box players in, and but Jones, in the meantime, with this Bulls brand of basketball, has embraced being like more of a classic point guard, which is like ball distribution and getting everyone involved and
Passing.
being a team player. Yeah, he's had 8 and 9 assists in his last 3 games to start the season. So
that's
he's
good.
dishing the ball out and getting numbers, also scoring in double digits. He's doing a lot, and he's embracing this. And it's also created a bit of an interesting dilemma for the Bulls because Kobe White, the Bulls' probably arguably best scoring player, is injured to start the year. He should be back next week, but it has not stopped teams from noticing, and I guess NBA insiders from noticing, that the Bulls are kind of crowded at guard now with all the talent that they've, they got Josh Giddey. Now they have Trey Jones, and they, of course, have Kobe White. Could the Bulls make a trade for a big man?
They need it?
They have holes on that side of the ball a little bit, like that rebounder and that guy that's just going to play dirty in the paint, not be a dirty player, but just do the dirty work that a lot of people don't want to do. Mataz Buzelis is certainly not
the biggest
filled out enough yet. I'm not saying he can't be in the future, but he's 21.
Yeah, he's a kid.
He's not going to go up against a 28-year-old man in the paint that's
he will
fully
lose that
developed.
battle.
So.
Yeah.
Just trying to be realistic here as we look at this. But yeah, it has not stopped the rumor mill wagon from starting already. But the Bulls, if they go 4-0, they are definitely turning some heads, and I think that's why people are looking at them as a early season trading candidate.
Okay.
So let's see what happens tonight. We will be following all of the action, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it more and more on the Kanika Sports Show. But for now, we're going to keep it on the Bulls. A former Bull, a legend of the hardwood, of course, his airness, Michael Air Jordan. And he is back, everybody, in case you missed it. We talked about it over the summer. We mentioned it last week, but now we are going to do a little deep dive on it because Michael Jordan said some interesting things on Peacock last night in his interview that he apparently filmed during one session, and they are going to drip it out over the course of the entire season.
Shocker.
Hilarious, by the way. But I actually clipped this off of X/Twitter because Michael Jordan was pulling at my heartstrings last night on Peacock. He talked about an interesting topic that I think applies to more than just basketball. Here is Mike Tirico asking Michael Jordan a fascinating question/topic on Peacock. Let's go.
Term load management has become such a hot button in the NBA.
How I know you were going to talk about that one?
Because you played 80 games a lot.
All right, pause it. How did Michael Jordan know Mike Tirico was going to ask him about this, Nika?
I don't know. Had questions ahead?
I'm almost positive that the topics were sent to Michael Jordan's people ahead of time in this kind of a professional situation, and that questions that could be asked were approved ahead of time, and that there was really not going to be any gotcha moments here. This is not that kind of an interview.
No.
That's how Michael Jordan knew they were going to talk about this, but that doesn't mean it's not an interesting topic. Load management, by the way, is NBA players not playing in games, even though they're 100% healthy, as a way of preserving them for the playoffs. There's this idea that, like, on games, like maybe the Kings playing back-to-back tonight against the Bulls, maybe you rest your star players on certain games to preserve them and their legs.
Are you resting them for the full game, or are you resting them for the quarter?
Yeah, you're resting them for the full game. They're just not suiting up that night. And it's become more and more common procedure in the modern NBA to do this.
Is there a rule stating that you cannot do that, or
Not
they
really.
have to be injured?
Not really.
Okay.
It's just, It's called load management. That's the term that's emerged from all of this. And here's Michael Jordan talking about load management, and it's interesting. Let's listen to it.
You played 82. What do you think of when you hear the term load management thrown around?
It shouldn't be needed, first and foremost. I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something that I felt like, the fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on top who
Jordan's
probably worked his ass off to get a ticket or to get money to buy the ticket.
You really cared about the guy who sat in the top deck at the Palace in Auburn Hills to watch you when you came to Detroit?
Yeah, because I know he's probably yelling at me, and I want to shut him up. He's calling me all kinds of names. I definitely want to shut him up.
Right.
You have a duty that if they're wanting to see you, and as an entertainer, I want to show, right? So if the guys are coming to watch me play, I don't want to miss that opportunity. Now, physically, if I can't do it, then I can't do it.
That's a great clip from Michael Jordan last night on Peacock. And I want to preface this by saying I grew up watching Michael Jordan probably play almost every night from the years 1989 to 1998. It was a joy and a pleasure and a privilege to watch it night in and night out. I grew up in Chicagoland, so it was on my local TV. I got to watch it. It was provided to me in my local regional network.
It reminds me of baseball a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, because of the way that the games are on local TV more than football is always on the national channels, even if it's like a local, selection, it still is on Fox. It still is on CBS.
Yes.
It still is on NBC sometimes. All right, well, the other thing that he's doing here is he's consistent with his message. Michael Jordan always said this growing up, like, I never knew who was watching me play for the first time that night, and I wanted to put on a good show for them. And this is important in modern sports because we're losing this.
Yes.
We see, I don't think people play the game or go about their business this way. And yet a lot of people wear the Air Jordan brand. A lot of people put that Air Jordan logo on every night and want to be cool.
Yeah, but they don't know the message.
Yeah, to me, it means something more. It means that what I just talked about and what Michael's talking about in this interview about you got to show up every night for the people that are paying their hard-earned money to come and watch you entertain them.
I remember when you equate this situation to Tatis. I know it's baseball, so it's a little different.
But it does apply to all sports.
Right.
And I wish Tatis would look at baseball business this way. As like, and he makes fantastic plays, yes. But we've seen him lose his swagger at the plate. And that's one of the reasons why I hope the Padres hire Albert Pujols, is because I think he could get Tatis' swagger back.
I think the only player that you can equate to Jordan's status will be Ohtani at this current state of sports.
Absolutely. So Ohtani does have more of a banana boat around him, though.
That's true.
And like LeBron did with the Miami Heat. And I know Jordan had Pippen, but Pippen was homegrown by the Bulls. And
That's
the
different.
reason why Pippen is so good or was so good is because he practiced against Michael Jordan every damn day. And Michael Jordan didn't take off days on practice either.
It was
that
harder.
I know about because I listened to Boris Bernstein and Terry Boers, who covered the Bulls during that era, and mentioned that Jordan is hands down the greatest basketball practice player of all time. We know this from watching Save the Last
Yes.
Dance when Jordan talked about playing one-on-one with the veterans after practice in college. And by the time 2 weeks had gone by, he was already beating the seniors when he was a freshman.
Yep.
Like, that's his mentality. And that's what I feel like is missing from the game more than anything. He spelled it out. This is soft.
It is soft, and the social media took over that aspect of the game because now you get elevated by how many followers you have, how many people saw you on social media, not how many people came to see you at the game.
The fans are there to watch me play. That's what he said last night. And man, we miss him. We miss watching him, and I'm glad his voice is back. I hope some of the players are listening in all sports, not just basketball, but in all sports. Absolutely the greatest competitor of our era.
He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT. Ohtani's on Mount Rushmore, though. He's getting ready to join him.
Yep.
All right. Let's switch gears, Nika.
Oh, boy.
Let's get into the squared circle and talk about Raw from Monday night. We are going to be recording our big prediction show for Saturday night's main event right after we're done doing this. But a few things I want to mention first. Man, the shoes, Nika. The shoe reveal was a huge letdown.
Yes, very disappointing.
It's finally been revealed as of yesterday in the afternoon that the whole shoe campaign was all for WrestleMania 42 tickets going on sale now. If you can afford them, enjoy the show. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic, but it all makes sense now. We see CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns sitting around a poker table, it looks like, with Triple H at the head and Paul Heyman, the wise man, lurking in the background. This is it. That was the big surprise, and this was awful on WWE's part. It was a really weak teaser that they started on Sunday. They could have done this during Raw,
Yeah.
and had the same effect and revealed at the end of Raw that it was for WrestleMania, but not giving all these fans a bunch of false hope that there was some kind of storyline plot twist developing for Raw on Monday night.
Right. Because that's what everybody has taken away from it.
Yeah, this was bad form, WWE. Let's not make this a habit, everybody.
Bad marketing.
Nevertheless, we did get some Raw developments. We got a triple threat match, Nika, at Saturday night's main event featuring one of our favorites, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. And I just want to say I love that this match has gotten added.
Yes.
I love that Penta is getting a little bit of limelight here. Even Rusev,
Sure.
like whatever. He's kind of the odd man out in this one for me. But I do like Dirty Dom and Penta, the two luchadors facing off in this matchup for the IC title. That's a great match that got added to this. And I loved how it all went down with Los Americanos and Adam Pearce busting Dirty Dom. And we called this.
Yes, we did.
We've been talking about Dirty Dom joining forces with the Americanos due to some of the fallout that he's been having with the Judgment Day. And so it's really great to see WWE not just do things to do them and actually follow up and like, oh, there is actually more happening here.
This is one of the better story writings.
It has been all summer long with Dom, including the AJ Styles and now this.
Continuation.
And they keep the gag going,
Yes.
everybody. All right. Well, speaking of keeping on going, Alexa and Charlotte remain women's tag team champs. I was nervous.
I was too. Then I realized the challenge was issued on the social media. I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna win.
Yeah, you felt that way. I wasn't necessarily convinced until I saw it happen, but I'm glad it happened. And then we get a little bit of a tease afterwards that possibly Kairi Sane and Asuka might be getting into a feud with Alexa and Charlotte.
I want to see that fight.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting and fun.
Yeah.
So that's good. And a couple small things to touch on.
Sure.
Maxine is getting a third shot at Becky Lynch. And I'm not a big fan of this feud. I apologize to all the Maxine Dupree lovers out there, but I just feel like Becky has been misutilized in this storyline.
I thought that match is going to be announced in the future.
It is, but they did put out a tweet and say Maxine versus Becky 3 coming soon. And it showed their little interaction on Raw. So I guess they're teasing that this is a done deal of a match to happen at a future point. And I just want to say right now, Becky Lynch better beat her ass. Like this catering to Maxine Dupree better be over. Damn it.
Yeah, make it.
She's not in her league, and I'm sick and tired of them pretending that she is. I am sick and tired of it. So hopefully this is all just a big misdirection, and Becky's going to come out with vengeance on her mind in this match and make a joke out of it, or at least something close to it. That's my thoughts.
Okay.
Last thing on Raw that I want to talk about is Jey Uso and CM Punk, who opened the show together with a little bit of a promo, and they're terrible.
Both of them.
Together.
On the mic.
Together, this is awful.
Yes.
These two, like, I'm not buying what they're selling here.
And I think the audience that listened to that dribble was half asleep.
Oh, it seemed like it. Yeah, they kind of woke up for the final yeet at the end, but like, Yeah,
That's all
I
they
didn't think
had.
this was CM Punk's best moment, and Jey Uso is questionable on the mic in situations like this as it is.
I mean, he's a great entertainer as far as the audience goes, getting the audience going. It's perfect.
Yeah.
But as his solo on the mic against somebody good on the mic, like CM Punk should be,
Yep.
it was
Well,
heaven.
this just made me once again remember that we are going to be without Monday Night Rollins for a little while, and
The mic skills.
You cannot argue that Seth could destroy both of them on the microphone in this segment, and he will be missed. I said it earlier. I'm going to say it again. Seth Rollins is already missed, and these two, they can't hold a candle up next to him. And as far as I'm concerned, maybe CM Punk could with Seth,
but not by himself.
but not with Jey Uso
No.
by himself. I just wasn't buying any of this.
Nope.
So not
What do you think
good.
of LA Knight?
I liked LA Knight, and I liked the Braun Breaker match.
Yeah.
That was one of the standout matches of wrestling during the night, but nothing's going to happen with them
No.
on Saturday night's main event. And
It will be
this was just
afterthought.
a flat opening to Raw, and I hope we don't get any repeats
Yeah.
anytime soon. All right, Nika, I got one last thing this morning that I want to touch on. From the Transfer News Live, I have no idea if they're the ones that broke this story or not, but this tweet is the original tweet that I did see, and it caught my attention. And it said, Saudi Arabia is set to construct the world's first Sky Stadium. And they put together a little animated animation graphic,
Okay.
to a model to show what
Oh.
it's supposed to look like in the future. And it's really eye grabbing. It really
is.
gets your attention. It says it will be suspended 1,150 feet above the ground. The venue is expected to open around 2032 and will host matches for the 2034 FIFA World Cup. I mean, yeah, it's like a huge sports stadium on top of a skyscraper. I mean, look at this.
I saw it. It's fascinating.
Well, you can see it right now on the screen.
it's
I got images. No, it is fascinating and it looks crazy. What I wanted to ask you is, do you want to go here?
Yeah.
Would you go to a game here?
I would.
Yeah,
Just
you think
for
it's
the-
safe?
Well, is the sandstorm coming?
Oh,
Because
well, we
that's-
saw how that can affect things in that part of the world in Mission Impossible 4, I think it was.
Yeah, when they cut the budget.
Yeah. I think they're building this for Mission Impossible 9, actually. Tom Cruise said, I need something new. I want to parachute into a game and intercept the ball and return it for a
wow.
time. I don't know.
Imagine baseball being played that high
Yeah,
up.
I
What
was
do you
going
do
to
with the
ask, like,
balls?
that's my next question. Will anybody ever build a baseball stadium or a football stadium like this?
Football stadium, maybe. But baseball, I will have a hard time. Who catches the balls that fly off the stadium? That could be a rock falling off the sky.
that would be hilarious. Yeah, I guess
can
you
kill
can't play
someone.
baseball that
Yeah.
high. It's already a hazard a bit on the ground. I mean, we see
Right.
line drives.
What happens?
What happened? Wow. That's an interesting dilemma. They would have to maybe build some netting around it or something, or some kind of a
Unless it's a dome. Unless you put up a dome later.
yeah. But yeah, you're right. If a ball did like get hit out of the stadium from
That's
that height,
you
that's
can-
a hazard.
That's a hazard. You can die.
And those
if it
balls
hits
are marked.
somebody.
I think we could trace it back.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's an interesting bit of
Dilemma.
commentary problem to solve with this one, but perhaps someday. I agree with you. Football is more likely.
But FIFA, soccer, go for it.
Indeed. No dangers of the ball going out or
don't think
fans throwing stuff from that height. Like,
Oh, well, Dad, don't ever
Oy.
underestimate fans.
yeah, they
trying
better
to
think
mess
this
with
all
things.
this safety through with all this and
It's Saudi Arabia. It's desert. I don't
it's a
know.
pricey ticket, I'm sure, which means you're probably going to get the 1% at least going for now.
How long does it take to go from the bottom to the top?
Who knows?
That's
It's a quarter of a mile.
Right.
It's a quarter of a mile in the air. Like,
Wow.
Imagine all the complaining about Rockies pitching in the thin air. Imagine if you were a quarter of a mile in the sky.
Oh.
Would the air be thinner? Would the ball be? I mean, then it's even more danger of flying out of the stadium.
Yeah, I don't think baseball will be ever played that high up.
I don't think so. All right. Football definitely seems more likely, and there's definitely an opportunity for
Wrestling.
more seats. Oh, wrestling. This is going to be a huge WrestleMania 50, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Knowing that Saudi.
2032?
Yep. And React is one of
Yeah.
their sponsors.
Yeah. This is, I book it. there's going to be a WWE event on top of this tower when it's finished and done and ready.
Yep.
And that is going to be crazy to watch. Think
huge.
about the aerial photography of that show. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Wednesday Water Cooler on the Kanika Sports Show. Thank you so much for tuning in and talking about all of these topics with us. We sprayed it around pretty damn good this morning.
We did.
And don't forget, we are going to be posting our full prediction show for the Saturday night's main event, either tonight or tomorrow morning. Not quite sure yet, but we are going to be recording it right after this. So stay tuned for that. We're excited, and you should be excited too. Game 5 of the World Series. Bulls go for 4-0. And will the Padres hire Albert Pujols? Stay tuned, everybody.